Hello, I'm Martin Lewis from MoneySavingExpert.com. This is an important briefing video for anyone who is on a fixed rate energy deal. It's about the impact of the new price guarantee tariff, and there will be an impact on many of you, so it's worth understanding. Let me start by explaining the new price guarantee tariff. Now, this applies to those on the standard, the default tariffs. That isn't you, you're on a fix. But you need to understand it because you have to understand this to understand what happens to your fix. And also because this is what your fix will move to once it ends. You'll be on this price guarantee tariff. Now, you will be aware that most people have been on a price capped tariff. And that cap changes. It was every 6 months. From October, it was due to change every 3 months. And it had been announced in October the rate was going up a horrendous 80%, and it was going to go up probably substantially again in January. Well, that has gone. Instead, the price guarantee has been introduced. It is just a capped tariff by another name, but crucially, the cap lasts for 2 years. So we know what the cap will be for 2 years. And it's not going up by as much. Compared to the current rate, it's going to increase by 27%. Now, it's important to remember there is no cap on the total you can pay for energy. What the price cap actually is it caps the standing charge, which is the amount you pay per day just to have access to gas and electricity. And it caps the unit rate, how much you pay for each unit of gas and electricity you use. So use more, you pay more, because there's no total cap. It's a cap on the unit rate. Now, just to give you an illustration of what's happening, for someone with typical use, and this is what the numbers you'll have heard, it's just an illustration for people on average use, the price is going up from £1,971 a year to £2,500 a year from the 1st of October, a 27% rise. However, there is also a flat £400 that every household, including those of you on fixes, get either reduced off your bill as a payment. In fact, what actually happens is it's a monthly payment of £66 or £67 a month, each month from October to the next March. So that will reduce the average of the new price guarantee to around £2,100 on typical use, and it will reduce your fix too. So now let me move on to the bit that matters for you. Hopefully you understand that. The government has said those people who are on fixed tariffs will get the same per pence unit rate reduction that people on the price guarantee get compared to what they were going to pay in October to what they are going to pay in October. In practical terms, that means a reduction of 4 pence per kilowatt hours on your gas rate and 17 pence per kilowatt hours on the electricity rate. There are two buts here. Always painful to have two buts. The first but, if your fix is cheaper than the new price guarantee rate, well, it won't be reduced. And next, if your fix is above the new price guarantee rate, but the full reduction would take it below, you only get reduced to the same as the price guarantee rate. Now, that last bit was not on the gov.uk website. I put it in my email this week, but I hadn't got it fully confirmed. I've now had it confirmed by the Department for Business and Energy. The maximum discount you'll get is down to the new price guarantee rate. Now, I'm just going to explain that again just one more time quickly in simpler language in case you didn't get it. For those who did, I'm sorry, you'll just have to wait through on this. But you're on a really, really cheap fix. You got it 2 years ago before the crisis started. You pay less than the price guarantee rate. You'll continue to pay the same rate. There's no reduction. You're on a mid-level fix, so you fixed 3 to 9 months ago at a relatively but not too high rate. You'll be dropped and effectively put on the new price guarantee rate for the next 2 years. So just like everybody else who is on the standard default tariffs. Finally, there's a rare circumstance for people who fixed really recently at very high rates to try and forestall what was coming in October and January, that even with the reduction, you'll be above the price guarantee rate. And I'll be talking you through what you do in that situation in a moment. So, next thing to tell you, these reductions to your fixed rate will be automatic. You do not need to do anything. And when you combine that, the fact with the vast majority of you will either be on the new price guarantee rate or cheaper than the new price guarantee rate, there really is no need to do anything at all. And there's no point in you calling your firm to find out what your situation is. They don't have the information yet. This is too new. The I's have only just been dotted and the T's crossed today. It'll probably be a couple of weeks before they factored that into everybody's tariff. So no point in wasting your time calling. You're in a relatively good position. So the big question, though, is for those few people who have fixed very recently, whose fixes will still be more expensive than the price guarantee rate. Well, a few days ago, I have an energy summit that myself and the boss of OVO call with I bring along a couple of charities, debt help charities, and they bring the chief executives of most of the big firms. And at that meeting, it's a private meeting, so I can't tell you much else. That's how we managed to get results like this. I asked them, would they guarantee that anyone who is on a fixed rate that's more expensive than the price guarantee rate would be able to leave with no early exit penalties and move to the same firm's price guarantee rate? They all said yes. They said no exit penalties until at least the 15th of November, once we know who's in that situation. So only for people in that situation. Now, this was British Gas, OVO, which includes SSE, Octopus, EDF, E.ON and Shell. And I've since found out that Scottish Power won't levy early exit penalties either. So once you know, and most firms say they will try and write to people to tell them if they're in their rare situation, so you don't need to get in touch with them yet. Once you know what situation you're in, you should be able to switch yourself to the price guarantee tariff so you're not paying any more. And that's the easiest thing to do. Now, there are likely to be more developments on this. This is only just hot info. If you want to know the exact unit rates and standing charges, both for the price guarantee by region, and you want to see this all written down, it's all on moneysavingexpert.com. All the updates will go there too. And make sure you get the weekly email, which is where I put the latest stuff. But I hope this explains what your situation is.